ನರ್ವ್ ಅಂತ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಬ್ಲರ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಓಕೆನಾ? ಯಾಕಮ್ಮ ಪೂರ್ವಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನು? ಮೋನಿಶಾ, ಛಾಯಾ?
ಸರ್ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಸರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಊರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆ ಸರ್.
ಇನ್ನು ಹಬ್ಬ ಸೋಮವಾರ, ಇವಾಗ್ಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಊರ್ಗ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರ? ಓಕೆ. Bihar seeks to raise the quota to 65% after tabling the cash survey. Okay. So what is this? So what quota? So reservation for SC, ST and OBC. Okay. And also for now extremely backward. One more category. OBC also extremely backward to 65% from existing 50% quota. So why I am discussing this? Because there is a ceiling. What is the limit? What is the limit?
50%.
50% is the limit. Okay. So you cannot cross 50% criteria. But recently for EWS, economically weaker section, another 10%. So another 10% is given for EWS. Okay. So it is totally 60%. But why, sir, it is crossing the limit? Correct? 60% means crossing the limit. So why it is allowed? See, the original reservation concept is based upon the caste because they were suppressed from the ancient times. So for that, the limit is 50%. We are not interfering in that. We are not increasing that. This EWS is among the general category only. Economically weak people will be there. The 10% is okay. Okay. So, but here now because of this caste survey, they are telling that we want to make it to 65%. So Bihar government is increasing the reservation to 65%. So definitely, I think it will go to court. Okay. So what will happen, that we will see later, but it is violating the limit. Okay. So when this limit was set, in which case? Indra Savani case. Okay. Indra Savani case, 1992.
So once it go to court, it will be filed against the Bihar state, right, sir?
Oh, obviously. So obviously it is against the government only. What is the doubt?
That's it, sir. I just want to clarify that.
Okay. So regarding pollution, we already discussed. So Delhi government will study Supreme Court order on the odd and even scheme. Okay, what is this odd and even scheme? So what court has said? So court has questioned, really is it working? I also mentioned like what they will do. They will have 4 cars in the family, on odd number or even number. So ultimately they will go. Okay. So they have questioned, really is it working? Please check. The government says, okay, we'll look into it. So editorial, the problem with the 70 hours a week line. What is this? Only IT workers. Only IT workers. Huh? He says in general, work for a 70 hours a week. Okay. So that is come 8 hours. How it will come around 8 hours? 14 hours. 5 days. Okay. If you take 6, at least 12 hours. 5 days a week means 14 hours. 6 means 12 hours. Okay. What is the problem? What is the problem? What is your opinion? He says that for the it's your country, work for the betterment, work for 14 hours a week. So what is your opinion?
So the efficiency won't be there, sir.
Efficiency won't be there. Helama, Diksha?
Longer time if we subject to screen time will be more, no, sir. Like
why you are focusing only IT people? 140 crore people are not working in IT industry. So do you think that everyone will use the monitor only? Then why you are Diksha also says the same thing, you also says the same thing. He is IT guy, fine, but he is telling for all people. Okay. Tell me, what is your opinion?
Sir, productivity decrease ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, sir.
Productivity will come down, correct. Then
Physical and mental health, the
health upset. Health will be like fatigueness will be there, health upset. Then see, just if they allow paying more, is it okay? So they'll say 24 hours you work, will pay more. Is it okay?
no, sir.
Then see, very important thing. That's what. Okay, family more stress, family connection will be lost. So
working
again
woman
it leads to problem.
sir, working woman ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ extra burden ತರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
So first of all, for everyone it is a burden, and working women will face more problem. Okay. So even I am not in support with this opinion. Okay. Not for you people. For UPSC people, you must work. And see, it is not long term. For 2 to 3 years, you will be working hard and getting into service. After that, it becomes a habit. You will work for 14 hours or 16 hours. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? So husband goes to someone for help, seeking counseling. Okay. My wife screams, means family problems like this. Okay. So recently married person, so I cannot tolerate this torture. No independency. I always dependency is there. So many complaints. He gave suggestion. Just tolerate for 3 years. Oh, after that my problem will be solved. Yes, because he will be adjusted for that. Then it will continue. Okay. So that is true actually. That is true. Addiction may be in the form of. It is not necessarily only drug addiction. Everything is an addiction only. Whether it is a reading habit, whether it is a working habit. Okay, whatever you take, it's an addiction only. Okay, once you are addicted, you start doing that automatically. Okay, but it is not about just work, right? It is not about only spending time there. Also, other work-life balance should be there. For that purpose, it is important. But forget about all these things. What he says is increase the productivity so that the nation's growth will happen. Okay. See, point is, it is not. You'll see the data from developed countries to developing countries. See, I have my friends in Australia, US. Okay. So the difference is, see, for example, he says in Australia, whatever they think after the office hour, done, close. Okay. So you have to close. That means calmness is there, no tension, nothing. In India, it actually work starts from 5. Means that kind of mentality is also there. The more time you are in office means you are a hard worker. Okay, if you leave early, so it is not like. So these perceptions also should change. Okay, you should look at the work. See, I always say, you people ask me, sir, how many hours we have to study? 12 hours, 10 hours. I never say, I never recommend that. For me, whether your target is achieved or not, that is important. So, sir, I wanted to study 2 chapters. I finished. You finished in 1 hour, done, good. You finished in 12 hours, done, good. It is up to you. Target-based study is important. Okay. So they are comparing with the developed countries and developing countries. How much actually it is there, means working hours and all. See. So it's a factually incorrect statement. By just extending the working hours, it is not going to increase the productivity, because he is showing so many examples, like from Germany, Japan. Okay, so they are not working like 12 hours, 14 hours. He placed the burden of increasing productivity on the shoulders of the workers, when reality is that they are under invested in innovation. So yeah, I always say about whenever it comes about unemployment, I say, see, productive job means it will be there, don't worry. If it is not productive job, why you will worry? Got it? So innovation is the key. Say one JCB will dig well in 1 day. If you employ people, they will take 30 days. Okay, what kind of productivity you are expecting? Bring innovations so that your work is completed within short span of time. The same thing I studied, use artificial intelligence, how to use it, I have shown. So how to make use of that and improve your studies. Got it? So always work towards innovation. Spend on the innovation, research. So don't simply, okay, say that more working, more productivity. That is not correct. Okay. Even you have to sharpen the axe before cutting a tree. 4 hours sharpening. Okay, 5 minutes for cutting the tree. Okay. Otherwise, blunt axe will not cut the tree, even if you hit for 10 hours. So work in that way. So the critical factor for rising productivity, that is innovation in all fields. Maybe degree of innovation may vary. For example, in construction sector to like service sector like IT jobs or research in medicine field, whatever. Okay. And third, it violates international labor standards. Okay. It violates international labor standards, correct? You cannot make a person to work more than. So international norm is there. You cannot violate that. So ILO's decent work agenda and its fundamental convention that laid down the working hours in order to ensure that women and men get decent and productive work. Okay. ILS is increasingly becoming the prerequisite for gaining market access in advanced countries. Correct. Whatever whether if the country is, following the ILS norms or not. That is the minimum criteria whenever somebody wants to enter the market. Okay. So if India not follows that rule, then people will not come for investment. So don't think that in India more people are working so that they will come. No, not like that. Okay. So that is very important. Let us compare with other countries. See, in Germany, working hours reduced by 59%. That is, earlier in 1870, it was 68 hours in a week. Now it is just 28 hours in a week. Japan had 44 hours working in 1961. Now it is having, which was highest, okay, in recent times. But now it is 35 hours. Working hours tend to decrease when the income rise and people can afford more things that they enjoy. Okay. So this is very important. So workplace, even entertainment should be there. All the leisure should be there. So even in India during British time, okay. So you know that women used to work for 12 hours. 14 hours. Children used to work for 12 hours. Men used to work for 16 hours. Okay. So that is the relaxation. For children, 12 hours is the relaxation. Means, okay. So you have to think. It was like that. So it was during, so they were treating us like a slaves are. That time you can see this. Got it? So in productive economies, workers work less, while the less productive, poorer economies, workers have to work more. Okay. So, but actually it lowers the productivity. And talking about work-life balance. Okay. Only the data you have to remember. Point is simple. Okay. Next, what our Niti Aayog index says. India's relate in this regard was Innovation Index 21. Innovation Index. Please do the homework for that. Okay. Innovation Index produced by Niti Aayog. Okay. So this report showed that in 2018, the gross expenditure on research and development as a percentage of GDP was just 0.65. Okay. Please understand. Because research innovation is the key. Okay. How much India is spending? Just 0.65% of our national income. Not even 1 rupee out of 100. 65 paise per 100 rupees. Okay. One of the lowest in the world. One of the lowest in the world. So this we have to worry. Spend more on the innovation research so that will give national income more. Okay. Next. The country's research and development spending was 41% in 2021. Earlier, it was 45%. On research and development, innovation also very less. On research and development, it is just 41%. Earlier, at least it was 45. Now also it is reduced expenditure. Okay. Countries have stronger innovation system or direct correlation is there. Innovation and research and development spending is more, the country's income will be more. They're showing here. See, in Japan, okay, and Korea, it is 79%. In US, it is 75. Germany, 67. Okay. In China, private sector share is 77%. Okay. So ours is 41%. Got it? Very important. Then many people supported Narayan Murthy's statement. Yes, we have to. See, I can say two things. There are certain sectors where more work means more production. For example, garment industry or any manufacturing kind of thing. More work, more production. There it is not like quality is compromised. Neither you press the button now or 1 hour, that will produce 1,000 soaps means 1,000 soaps. But in many sectors, okay, innovation is the key. Even I say that is also like I cannot say like it is completely man driven. There also robots will come. 24/7 they will do. See, either you do quality work or robots will do. Okay. So in any way, I cannot justify that. But if at all you want to say, now also people are going, right? So doing garment or in manufacturing industry. So for that, you can say, okay, more working hours means more productivity, means more work. See, you need to note down the points like this that I have to mention. Okay. And in ethics, it will be useful. If not in third paper, ethics paper, so they will be asking questions like recent work-life balance and how you think that work culture should be, because there is a syllabus work culture. Okay, so it matters. And here it says that International Labor Convention. See, please do homework on ILO. They will ask questions in, ILO. About ILO, they will ask definitely. In that convention number 1, the hours of work, okay, Industry Convention 1919 Act is there, which had benchmarked an 8 hours an average working day. So Convention 1 of Hours of Work Convention 1919 Act says 8 hours average. Together with ILO's decent work agenda, which deals with the decent working time, okay, ILS is increasingly figuring in global trade rules. It is also forming other rules, how we have to treat your employees. Correct? So advanced countries are insisting on inclusion of the ILS in a bilateral free trade agreement. Yes. What advanced countries are doing, whenever they want to make agreement with other people, so they are making them to sign. So I am complying with the ILS norms. So then if India does this, we'll be out of many agreements. Many trade relations will be hampered. FTAs, India, the free trade agreement. You know what is the free trade agreement? What is free trade agreement? Huh?
So like without any taxes for the goods which is traded.
So it is not like without any taxes. And that day I also explained. The word free is not free. Please understand that. Okay. You can freely move within Topper IAS campus, doesn't mean that you are freely coming. That means restrictions are not there for movement. It is not like that freely people are coming and sitting. Got it? So country A is making a trade with country B. Free trade means easily they can buy and sell in the other country's market. I think previously also I explained. Don't guess like this and answer. Got it? So don't do that. Free trade agreements, I explained completely. What are the different type of agreements? Bilateral agreement, okay, SEPA, CESA, European Union, and free trade agreement, bilateral, trilateral, multilateral. So different type of agreements are there between countries. Anyway, so we are presently discussing with European Union to have free trade agreement, even also with UK. So if you want to sign the agreements with them, please understand. Okay, so they are following ILS norms. You are violating them, means how they will. So you will lose opportunity. Next, ILS is also central implementation of the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity. In this international labor, code, no, is being followed in even Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity, 14 country grouping, that is IPEF. They are also following the same thing. See, actually, in general, you understand what all the international agreements, everyone is following the same. Okay. Okay. So one more example there. Okay. France led the way by enacting a corporate duty of vigilance law. Why? For example, it is not only taking care of the citizens in their own country, outside also they are taking care. For example, Indian is working in America or the Abu Dhabi or somewhere. So our citizens must not, be suffering with some labor loss. Okay, so they should not be tortured. They should. That's what they are also taking care, like how the citizens should be there outside. So France led the way by enacting the Corporate Duty of Vigilance Law 2017. Okay, applicable to French companies having at least 5,000 employees in the France or 10,000 worldwide. So it is your duty. Your company must treat our employees like this only, whether they are in France or they are in outside. Okay, so no, they cannot make even small company to follow. At least if they are having 5,000 and above employees, you must follow this rule. Okay. Such companies must establish a plan of vigilance to identify risk and forestall the serious infringements. So whatever problem happens, they should look. That is you have to write this in your answer. Plan of vigilance was created by France government for the companies who are having more than 5,000. That is okay. Even if you don't write the number, at least that concept you have to understand. Okay. So if any infringements are harm to the human rights and fundamental freedom, personal health and safety, means any problem is happening to those employees. Similarly, Germany also enacted a law. Okay. So that's what they are saying. If India supports, see, they are not going to make just based upon Narayan Murthy statement, but this is a food for thought. What happens? That is an opportunity for us to analyze what international labor law says. Is it clear? See, how to write the answer is important. Everyone will write product. Earlier you said productivity will come down. I am not saying something new, but what I am saying is how to put the data. Show the data how the developed countries are put, how much work per week they are putting, 35 hours, 28 hours. Okay. And we are thinking about doubling that, double of that. Second thing is funds. Spend on research and development and also innovation. We are not doing that. First, focus on that. Third point, they are taking care of the citizens even outside their country. They should not be, you cannot say, sir, that country, their labor law, by which they have gone there, let them suffer. No. Got it? So it is like they have to, means they should be happy wherever they are. So even Germany, France have done that one. Okay, vigilance law, and Germany also done one global supply chain data law. Correct? So India should understand that and make focus on the research, development, innovation, rather than increasing just number of hours, working hours. Okay. So This one. Verdict that hampers the international law obligation. What is this? See, we must always follow the international laws or treaties. Why? Not because it is international or something, otherwise you will lose benefit. For example, until you become independent, you must listen to your parents. Why? Huh? Don't say that. That is a technical word. Huh? So why you are supposed to listen? Two answers he will give. Sir, one is they are our parents, we have to listen to them. It is our duty. Another is what option we have, sir. If you do not listen, we lose all the benefits. Correct now? Two answers. Either out of duty will say, another is, sir, I will lose all the benefits. Okay. Most of the children will listen because of this second reason. It is not like that. Whatever parents say, I will means they are saying for my sake only, good thing only. So I will always oblige. No. Whether they say, okay, don't go for the trip, you have to obey. Otherwise, next benefit you will lose. If you cannot say that, no, I will go at any cost. So the same thing we have to follow. Forget about the duty perspective, at least in international law or in economy, always money matters. You must follow the international laws, any country. Why? That one first part, ethics point of view, right? No problem. For the whole universe, coordination, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, all those things, he'll write, no problem. But come to practicality. What practicality says? So, you will not get the benefits. You will not get the benefits. Got it? So, for example, just now about article itself, we discussed. If you start doing like 70 hours work on our own wish, other countries will not come for trade. They will not make agreements with us. Who will be the loser? India will be the loser. So we must comply with the international rules and regulations in all aspects. But what is happening? A verdict that hampers the international law obligation. So some verdict is there from the court which is violating that international law. Got it? I'll give an example. Many examples are there. For example, Hutch Vodafone issue. Okay. So whenever a company comes to India, they say like, okay, what is the advantage we are going to get in India? So for example, I want to come to India to invest something. So what India says, okay, come, just 5% tax you pay for 5 years. So we'll make facilities. I'm happy. I will come. Later, after 5 years, we'll collect 5% only. So he will make some new rule and suddenly says, for the past 5 years, you pay 20% extra. Because our tax law is 25%, you pay from the back date another 20%. So rule means you have to obey. But what will happen to me? What will happen to me? Huh? No, that is okay. You have to pay more, correct. What will happen to my trust? Will I believe India next? Okay, no. I would have not come to India. Very dangerous. Okay. Anyway, I have come and stuck. No problem. Other person is waiting and saying, na, oh, he went there and he was locked. It is like that. Just watch a movie at 10 rupees. Happily, you took ticket and went inside and locked now. To go outside, you have to pay 1,000 rupees. You watch a movie. To go outside, a ticket is there. Coming inside is also ticket is there. Going outside also ticket is there. So you have to obey the rules. If you pay 1,000 rupees, now then only we'll leave you. Otherwise, we'll not leave you. So this kind of situation. Okay. But outside, you are stuck. You will pay 1,000 rupees. But outside person will not enter into movie hall at all. So they will do like this. So who is the loser? India. Okay, this issue is known as a retrograde taxation. Okay, retrospective. Sorry, retrospective. Retrospective means from the back date, from 10 years back, because that law is there. For criminal act, you cannot do like this because fundamental rights violation will happen. That is why. But for civil laws and tax laws, they can do from back date. They can say, so from the 20 years, you pay 30% tax. So that is valid. But is just an example. What happened in case of Hutch or Vodafone? So see, always they will use, they want to make profit. They are here for making profit. There are two things. One is tax avoidance, another is tax evasion. What is tax avoidance and what is tax evasion? What is tax avoidance and what is tax evasion? Heldrappa. What is the difference? Simple word is there. No? Tax avoidance, tax evasion. Online idor ಮಾತಾಡಿ ತಿಂಡಿ ತಿಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ತಾನೆ?
So tax avoidance is not paying the tax, refusing to pay. Tax evasion is not showing that we are supposed to pay so much tax.
Which is both are legal or illegal?
Tax evasion is illegal. Tax avoidance, they'll give time and you can pay after.
Tax evasion is illegal. We are right. Tax avoidance?
Sir, it's
avoidance?
not illegal, but
then
penalty will be put.
Penalty will be put. Then how? What? So you don't have complete clarity. Anyone? Sorry. It is why they will pay penalty. See, there is a, for example, tax evasion means you are supposed to pay tax, but you are not paying. That is illegal. Tax avoidance means you are supposed to pay 10,000. There are options in the economy. For example, you are giving donation to some trust. So they will say some exemption is there for you. Okay, they are avoiding. Okay, the same thing they did. Hutch Vodafone case. Many things are there like this. So what they did, we have some double taxation avoidance agreement with some countries. What is the meaning of double taxation avoidance agreement?
So out of two countries, you're supposed to pay tax in one country.
Correct. Double taxation avoidance agreement. Double taxation avoidance agreement. ಹೇಳಿ ಇಬ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರಲ್ಲ countries. That means why that rule is there and why it is important. Why it is important? ಹೇಳ್ರಪ್ಪ. Why it is important?
Sir, it increases the investment in the country.
Yes, correct. See, for example, country A and country B, they will sign an agreement, double taxation avoidance agreement. That means you need not pay tax in two countries. Either you pay in one country A or B. Okay. So what a business person will think? So if I pay in India, it is 20%. If I pay in Mauritius, it is 5%. So what I will choose? I will pay in Mauritius. So that I will save 15%. But okay. But this attracts the investment opportunities. So I can go here or there like that. So Hutch Vodafone, what they did, interestingly, so they created one company outside. Means actually they wanted to sell. Okay. And they did the transaction outside India, where the tax is less. Okay. There they finished off the transaction. Now government it started burning. If they were doing that here in transaction, we are about to get 10,000 crore tax. Now they are not doing here. They are to avoid. Actually, the sale is happening for India only, but the sale is happening outside India without following Indian rules. So they said that you pay 10,000 crore. You pay 10,000 crore. Okay. So they went to court, international court. So they said actually in the international court there were Indian judges. Indian judges, they scored India. If you do like this, okay. See, they are doing not evasion. They are trying to use the loophole in the law. Did you say that if both companies are operating in India, wherever you do the transaction, you have to pay for India? No. That's why they did not do sale in India. They did outside. They sold that company to other company outside India, where they have to pay very less. Got it? So, if you do like this, investors will feel they are, cheating us. Okay, like this case. So there are one or two cases, even retrospective, like this tax. Earlier they did not allow. So now they are ordering from the back date you pay the tax. Parliament can do that, no doubt about it. Parliament can do that. But the thing is, Parliament, if it does like this, it will lose the trust of the other countries. They will not come for India. Okay. So here also it is talking about the same thing. A verdict that hampers international law obligation. If you are not in line with the international law, so that creates problem for India. Got it? Okay. So, concept artha aita? So why actually we have to obey the international rules, regulations? So because that is going to help India only, not any other country. So, and it is your problem. Why you made that loophole in the law? It is whose problem? You would have thought ahead, like what else they can do. See, you will put fencing and all to your home, right? Okay. So you have to think in all ways where trespassers will come. Okay, where I have to put the CCTV. Okay, it is you should care. Somebody is misusing that. See, that is illegal act. Somebody is coming inside your house. But here they are not doing illegal. What law says, they have obeyed it. That's it. They have used the loophole in the law. So keeping loophole, okay, and punishing them is not good. So that in that way you have to think. See, taxation related improbabilities arise not just due to actions of executive, but also due to judiciary. Say, usually executive will do this, alva. Executive will do this, okay, but judiciary also sometimes does this. So that is why they are saying that it comes from both. This makes doing business in India difficult for foreign players. If they are uncertain, okay, if they are uncertain, foreign players will not come to India. Supreme Court recent judgment on assessing officer circle, New Delhi versus Nestle case. So this is one more addition to that case, that type of, okay, which disposed 11 petitions involving corporations such as Nestle and another area, deserves to be seen in this light. The critical question in the case was whether the most favored nation clause in tax treaties like double taxation avoidance agreement that India has signed could be given effect in India with the Income Tax Act. See, one thing you understood, what is double taxation? I will explain this slide. What is double taxation avoidance agreement? What is this? Both two countries will make the agreement. Actually, in 2011, he asked one question. Double taxation, he did not ask that. He asked, Mauritius is a small country, but majority of the investments are coming from Mauritius. Why? Prelims question. What is the answer? Because India was having a double tax. In all countries, we are not having DTAA. With Mauritius, we are having. So when we are having, and Mauritius was like only taking very small percentage of tax. So if they want to operate in India, they want to simply open a company there. Shell company. What is the meaning of shell company? Shell company. Shell company means only on paper it will exist. Say, for example, you go and register a company name in some dummy address. Name say company will be there. Okay, but company will be actually operating in India. Company will be operating in India. Got it? So they will pay less tax there and they will operate here. So they will avoid it. So even though that small country, everyone is going through Mauritius and coming to India. Okay. So one option was the DTA agreement was signed between India and Mauritius. So like that, one option was there. Okay. So, and what is this MFN? Most favored nation. Most favored nation. A country? Don't go by the words. Don't go by the words. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? WTO norms are there. WTO norms are there. Okay. There are different concepts. Most favored nation does not. Okay. Is Pakistan our most favored nation?
No.
Yes. So don't go by the word ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. That is a concept. That is a concept. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರಿಟ್ಟ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರ ನೀವು? It's a name. Okay. ಮುಂದೆ ಆಗಿ. So most favored nation is a concept. For example, ours is a country group. Okay. I am telling her, you just pay 5% duty for your products. Okay. For her also, I said the same thing. And for you, if I say 6%, what you will say? How can you do this? We are all member countries. For them also, you are giving 5%, 5%. Why 6% for me? You must give 5%. Most favored nation does not mean that, it is love and affection is too much and no, not like that. Got it? So, that is the treatment. You must treat everyone equally. Once you are doing some rule for others, you must apply the same treatment. Okay. So, that concept, what it says, whether the most favored nation clause in tax treaties such as DTAA that India has signed could be given effect in India without notification for the same under section 90 of the. So once it is signed, what it is saying, if you are signing that agreement, automatically it can be enforced. Not necessary that, okay, in India also you have to officially announce that. Outside you are giving means automatically it can be applied within 90 days. This provision allows India to sign tax treaties with other countries to avoid an income being taxed twice. Okay, the moment you are signing, it is like in effect. Okay, don't say that where is the law in India. So that provision is already there in the Income Tax Act section 90. Okay.
So can you explain that again?
Which one? MFN.
So not that's the 90 days.
No. What simple thing is, once you are signing an international agreement, okay, even our internally tax law says. So it is not necessary that you have to officially make law and announce something. The moment you are signing an international agreement, within 90 days, even without changing anything, it can be applied in India. Okay, that much important means already that provision is there. It is not necessary that you have to explicitly do it. Is it clear? Okay.
So which international agreement, as in the double taxation avoidance? Or
that's what, in double taxation avoidance agreement, you are signing with some country. Okay, for example, France. So somebody is paying in France and not paying in India. So you say that, see, in Indian law, you have to pay 22% tax, you have not paid, please pay it. You cannot say like that. Because existing law is like that. But already you have signed that law, means you must obey that. It is not necessary that you have to, because law says I will collect here. Then what is the point of signing agreement with them? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ then you must obey. It is not necessary that existing law says 20% I will collect. Exception is already given the section 90. Within 90 days, it can be directly applied. Okay. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತೇನಮ್ಮ?
Yes.
Okay. So, India's bilateral DTA with Netherlands, France, and Switzerland. Sometimes they will also ask this. Which of the following country we are having a DTAA? Okay. All three countries are members of OECD, require imposing 10% withholding tax. Okay. So that is tax on the dividends paid by the Indian entities of the foreign companies to the residents of Netherlands, France, and Switzerland. Okay. Let me see. Tax or dividends. What is the dividend? You are investing somewhere. Please understand separately, then only we can, because they will ask such things also. Tax on dividend means you are investing somewhere. That company got profit. For example, that got 100 rupees profit. Suppose 10 people are investing. They will divide profit on everyone. 10 rupees to everyone. That is called as dividend. So now you are getting income, right? 10 rupees income. Some countries are making already they are paying for their investment total income. For this, let us not take. But anyway, forget about it. So you are getting income, right? For that you have to pay tax. Extra income you are getting. For that you have to pay tax. How much? 10%. Okay. So 10% withholding tax. That is called as withholding tax. Tax on dividends paid by the Indian entities of foreign companies. Okay. To the residents of Netherlands, France, and Switzerland, because those Netherlands, France, and Switzerland actually they are investing. So they are getting money and they are also paying 10% tax. They are investing in India and they are paying 10% tax there. You cannot collect tax again here. That's as per the DTA. These DTAs also contain an MFN provision. In that, also most favored nation. What is most favored nation? I explained. If you are giving this treatment to you, you cannot say you pay 10 rupees, you don't pay 10 rupees. If you are telling her, okay, exam, you don't pay means you also should not pay. That is the concept. Equally treat everyone. Okay. India extends a preferential tax treatment to any third country. If I am saying that, okay, you know onwards, you just pay 4%, other person will also come. I will also pay 4%. Okay. Which is a member of the OECD. Once it's a group, for everyone it must apply. These three, like Netherlands, France, and Switzerland, they are members of OECD. Okay. For example, you are giving exemption to France, Netherlands, and Switzerland also will take that. If you are not giving, then they will go to court. Okay, they are not giving that. The same treatment should be accorded to Netherlands, France, and Switzerland under their respective DTAs. Artha? Simple concept. If you are treating her in a different way, you must treat us also the same. Nothing else. India's DTA with Slovenia, Colombia, and Lithuania have lower withholding tax requirement of 5%. See, they are giving just 5% in these three countries, Colombia, Lithuania. Then you must apply 5% only in France, Netherlands, and other countries. Okay. So now what happened? Actually, why India is doing like that? So simple thing. When actually they were signing DTA, earlier they were not the members of this OECD. So that's why for them 10, for them 5. Now they have become 5 and now they are claiming. But India is saying that you are not a member at that time, so you pay 10 only. Court has said this. That is what they are saying. You cannot do like that. Once they are members, must give exemptions to them. The concept earlier they were not members, now they are members, right? So why you are saying they are that's why I am treating differently. So that is not good. You must respect international treaties. Now they are member, right? So you treat all the members equally. See, India is saying the same thing. India signed DTA with these countries. They were not OECD members, but joined the group later. When the matter initially came before Delhi High Court, it held that under MFN provision, the preferential tax in, say, India, Slovenia DTA should extend to India, Netherlands DTA also. However, Supreme Court overruled this. When India, Netherlands DTA was signed, Slovenia was not a OECD member. Earlier, lower court said, please allow that. But the Supreme Court said, no. Earlier, it was not a member. We should not. Okay. Is it clear? So we can, don't worry about the names. Think about the concept. But one example you should remember. Not everything. Okay. See, Slovenia later joined, and for that they are giving benefit, but Netherlands was signed earlier, so we'll treat it differently. Okay. So here that line is important. So according to this judgment, doctrine of dualism. What is the meaning of dualism? Doctrine of dualism. Here, so for example, whatever international law automatically applies to India, that is not dualism. Okay, that is, you can say monoism. So whatever is there, it's here. But that rule does not apply here because Supreme Court is saying like that only now. Okay, see, wherein international law is not enforceable domestically till the transformed into municipal law through inland. So, but now Supreme Court has said that here also it should be a law. Internationally, you have done, you are signing a law, but locally also that law should be there. Then only it is applicable. Okay, so that is not correct. That's what we discussed earlier. The Indian Constitution provides for such formal dualism. Supreme Court has moved away from this principle toward monist tradition. The same Supreme Court, okay, I am not saying, means author is saying that fine, Constitution, as per Constitution, it is not wrong. But the same Supreme Court earlier said that whenever human right violation happens, it will follow the international. See, international rule says that this is correct. But only in this case, why it is saying that local law also should be made. Supreme Court moved away from this principle toward monist tradition of incorporating international law in the domestic legal regime. Many times it has done, not just one time. Okay. Even if it is not explicitly incorporated, provided the international law is not consistent with the domestic law. Earlier, many laws were not in line. Domestic law, even though it says no, but international law says yes. Supreme Court said that we will follow international. But why in this case, tax related case, Supreme Court is acting differently? That is the concern of the author. Same thing. Whatever is there, we will follow here. Dualism means that is different, this is different. Dual. International law may be there, but local law is not allowing like that. But Supreme Court earlier in all cases, example is there. For example, Vishaka guidelines with respect to sexual harassment. Got it? For Vishaka guidelines, it has adopted international treaty only, law only. In Puttaswamy case, right to privacy, it has taken international rule only, international law only. Right to privacy is a fundamental right. It was upheld by the Supreme Court. For that also said, because international law says like that. But in this case, why you are saying that international law is applicable? No, it is not saying. So, consistency is not there. Actually, that is bad for India. That's what they are saying. Are you getting the point? If, okay, just go to India, they will follow international rules, regulations, means everyone will come. So, that is what they are discussing. So, already we have discussed this. Actually, it creates a complication for India itself. Okay. Nothing new. So, same thing. They are saying that, okay, summary, I can say in 3 lines. See, till now, so in Nestle case, they are saying that local law domestic is not supportive. Okay. But in other cases, Supreme Court only said, just referring the international law. Vishaka guidelines, sexual harassment, international. Recently, Puttaswamy, right to privacy is your fundamental right because interest. Right to invasion is not correct. For that, you are not saying that domestic law is not there. Simply you are saying international law is there, it is. You must accept it as a fundamental right. But in this case, you are saying that explicitly domestic law is not there. So, that is not applicable. Means we are treating differently on our own laws. If you want to change, if you want to make it same, make the local law like that, treat the same like that. Why this inconsistency in your thought and behavior? That is what the author is questioning. Ishta summary. Is it clear? You have to write that example, section 90 of the Income Tax Act. See, you can interpret like this also, like this also. It is open-ended. Okay, so Supreme Court could have said, no, even though it is not mentioned, just follow the international rule. Okay. So this is about same Israel issue. And so this I will explain. Okay. One more interesting topic is there, already 10 it is. Tomorrow I will discuss that last science and tech pages. So this is about India and Bhutan can change the development story of the region. So many times I have said, it is like adopted son. Bhutan is the adopted son for India. Whether we have food or not, we will send food to Bhutan. Whether we have petrol or not, we will send petrol to Bhutan at subsidized rate. Okay. For example, in India, petrol will be 100 rupees. There will be 90 rupees. Many people at the border, they will go to Bhutan or Nepal and get their tank filled by their petrol bunk. Our own petrol, government is sending at lower rate to them. Because it's open border. It is not like you have to take visa and all. So we have open border with them. Just like we move from Bengaluru to Tumkur, like that you can move from their country to our country. So many people go there and take that. Okay. So close together, India and Bhutan can change the development story of the region. What is the advantage with Bhutan? It is a mainly hilly state. Got it? So it is having so much water electricity generation potential. Too much. Okay, because whatever it produces, 10% is enough for that country. But remaining we can have it, right? Okay. So it is always important having good relation with the neighboring countries, especially Bhutan is useful for us. So recently, talk between our Prime Minister and also Bhutan's fifth king, Jigme Kesar. Okay, Wangchuk. So this is important. Why it is important? They are talking. So they are signing with some agreements which are helping both the countries. For example, Kokrajhar and Gelapur rail link, Bhutan to Assam. Prelims question can be framed on this. Bhutan to Assam. Especially in lower exams, KPSC, FDA, they will ask directly this. Got it? The Kokrajhar and Gelapur rail link is between Bhutan, Assam, Bangla, Assam, something like that. And beginning of the discussion of another Bhutan to West Bengal rail link. One more is to West Bengal. One to Assam, another is West Bengal. Okay, facilitating the Bhutan-Bangladesh trade. So West Bengal, it comes means it connects to Bangladesh. So now Bhutan to Bangladesh trade route is simple. Okay. Another rail link upgrading checkpoints along the India-Bhutan border. And also one more here. The new project proposed by the king built a special economic zone at Bhutan's southern border with Assam and an airport at the Gelapur. So one is rail link, another is developing airport at Gelapur. Okay. And addition to Bangladesh signing the preferential trade agreement with Bhutan, Bangladesh has signed a PTA, preferential trade agreement. Okay. Preferential trade agreement means I am giving some only to that countries. It is giving some exemptions and all. Bangla and Bhutan. In between India is there. Without India support cooperation, okay, they cannot trade. So now India is connecting with that. India also will get benefit. Both the countries also will get benefit. So that's what it increased the Bhutan export to local produce and build more market for Indian and Bangladeshi producers. Correct. It helps. Not only Bangladesh, it also helps India also. Because when they are taking the goods to Bangladesh, they also bring it to India. Okay. And already explained, energy exchange. So lot of potential is there in Bangladesh. So that they can use it. See, Bhutanese and Nepali hydropower suppliers are done while planning to distribute energy to Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. Okay, already it is there. Like they will be taking the excess energy to even Bangladesh. So we have good relation with Bangladesh because northeastern states. If some problem happens in northeastern states, onion is not there. Who will supply? Not India, Bangladesh, because that is besides it. That good relation is there. Okay, northeastern states will get the requirements from Bangladesh itself. Okay. See here it is there about northeast. Okay. And why we need to maintain good relation with Bangladesh? Because India's chicken neck. See, this connection is there in a small area to India, means from Indian mainland to northeast. If this is blocked, whole northeast will be out of control. So without the help, Bangladesh is here. Without the help of Bangladesh, we cannot survive. So we are having a good relation with Bangladesh. Some Sitwe port is there. Because two routes are there, no problem. So we have developed a port here so that we can go from here to here. So that access for the northeast will not be taken away. Is it clear? So like that. Okay.